So today we celebrate Mental Health Day, and I use that word celebrate because I think it is so important that we are conscious that today we live in a world where, first of all, we can talk about it. We can celebrate the importance of mental health, that we live in a world that many of us didn't grow up in, where it's okay to talk about it. We have to talk about it. It is something to be conscious about, it's something to be sensitive about, and it's something to celebrate. Mental health, we are all human beings, and I think it is also core to Gondwana. It is core to our culture and our values. We are a family where we care for each other and we encourage people to care for themselves. It is so important.
Talking about mental health, wow, it can take up hours because there's so much to say. But I think the most important thing that I would like to share with all of you today is, talking is the first step towards healing. There's still a lot of stigma regarding mental health and seeing somebody professional in Namibia. There's a lot of stigma around that still. People say you have to be ill, you need to, crazy people go to psychologists, which is obviously not the case. And just, sharing your stories and realizing, looking around you to realize that, okay, wow, I'm actually not alone, because you're not alone. I think that's the most important step. Reaching out is a sign of strength and not a sign of weakness.
My message to everyone out there is to remember that you are not alone in your struggles. Reach out. There are people who can help you. There are professionals. It's not something that you have to be ashamed of or embarrassed about, seeking the mental health or the mental support that you need. And one more important message, I think, is to remember that growth and healing is not a linear process. Life is full of ups and downs. The only thing is that you keep moving forward.
Never be ashamed and never be hesitant to talk and recognize mental health as an essential building block in your overall health. The health of a family unit, the health of an organization is a product of the health of the culture, the physical health, the financial health, and of course the mental health of its people, of the members of that family or the members of that movement or the members of that company.
When speaking about mental health and mental well-being, it is so critically important that one understands that in order to be okay, you have to know when you're not okay. And that it's okay. It's okay to not always feel your best and to have ups and downs. But to build the skill set and to have the tools available to get yourself out of a deep hole if you feel that way. So it's important to be aware of your own energy levels and to understand when you need a break, when you need to take a breather.
We need to remind ourselves very often that when we come across stumble blocks in our lives, when we struggle with things, that we need to celebrate the small things in life. We need to celebrate our achievements. Most of the time, people don't believe in speaking to psychologists, for example. I would also encourage people to do that because psychologists often have a professional point of view and can often give you better advice on how to deal with certain things. In my case, once again, I came through a very difficult time during the Corona period, and I believe many of our colleagues, many of our friends and family also went through similar scenarios. But I had to calm down. I had to find peace. I had to accept. That is also something we struggle with very often. I had to accept my surroundings. I had to accept my circumstances. And I had to find a way to deal with it. But to deal with it in a way that will comfort me. Because if I'm in a good state of mind, if I accept it, I'm able to help my colleagues and friends.